Shiraz, thank you for allowing us to come into your winery.
My pleasure. Thanks for coming.
We'll talk to you about Stelvin. Can you tell us a little bit about some of the wines you produce?
Our focus are the medium-bodied mid-season varieties like Chardonnay, Gamay, Pinot Noir, Pinot Gris. Our rosé is predominantly Cabernet Franc with some Gamay.
Shiraz, what type of closures do you currently use on your wines?
Predominantly we're using the Stelvin closure, and that makes up maybe 90% of our production. And then we have 10% where we still try with other closures like natural cork, understanding the ageability, the evolution of certain wines and under certain closures is really important, so we continue to do that. But Stelvin is certainly the predominant closure that we do use.
What are the most important considerations you consider when choosing a closure?
Well, it all comes back to what wine you're making and, what is the end result of that wine. If it's a wine that I think has some ageability, we might choose a different closure. If we want the wine to hit the market soon and be fresh, we have to consider not only the closure, but actually some of the winemaking procedures that we'll do in the same.
What was it that made you choose Stelvin as your closure of choice?
Our wines in Ontario are those beautifully crisp, mineral, aromatic wines, and you don't want to put it to something that's not going to be able to hold that or even enhance those characters. So that was the reason for going with Stelvin, and it was, we haven't looked back since.
How long have you been using the Stelvin closure?
So we've been using Stelvin now for just over 10 years, and when we started, again, it was sort of small, maybe about 20%, but within the next year we were already up to 80% of our production under Stelvin, and again, it continues to this day. About 90% of our production is with the Stelvin.
Wow. And have you been able to gauge your customer reaction or understand how your customers react to the Stelvin?
What's great about Stelvin is certainly the sommeliers are the first people who are going to come back to you and say, we love your Stelvins. A, we never have to worry about a cork taint. B, we can just unscrew, we don't have to walk around with our corkscrews. Now everyone understands that the best wines can be put under a screw top. So,
do you have any comments you'd like to share with the Stelvin community on the web?
When you want to look back at some of the wines that you made maybe 10 years ago, you're not going to be able to see it very well under certain closures, but with the Stelvin you certainly will. So it's also a great tool just to be able to see how long and well your wines can age.
Well, Shiraz, thank you very much for your support of Amcor and Stelvin, and it's been a pleasure doing business with you.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you.